Here we are, just like that. We're back again. Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows, and I hope you had some happy hauntings over the weekend. It's certainly, boy, how do we say things differently anymore? Everything's looking different these days, right? I wonder if the day will ever come where we get through a 24-hour period where we don't even talk about COVID-19. Will it not even come up in conversation, right? But I got to tell you, it was very impressive. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get out and see the tour. I caught glimpses of it, but I didn't get a chance to go out on the Halloween tour that I'm talking about. Some folks got together and made up maps of the Halloween houses that were dressed up and ghouled up, and it's really nice to see people getting creative out there. So congratulations to everybody who participated in that. And it doesn't just happen in Sarnia. I found my friend Debbie Kahutek and her family out in Petrolia. They had posted some of these pictures from their Halloween over the weekend. This is definitely a lot of effort going onto this. And you know what's interesting? We had to go to town over on Saturday for Halloween. And it was interesting where we were driving, even out in the country where we were, there were so many places dressed up for Halloween, I like to say, to the point where we even went for a walk the one night, and it was like, is that person real over there? Anyway, so very convincing dress ups for Halloween. So this is out in Petrolia. This is a lot of work. This is fantastic, right? And then let's see if I got some more here. The one in the middle, that's just scary. Are you all into Halloween? Does everybody get into Halloween? Or I see some people, they get dressed up with their kids. Yeah, that's just fantastic. I'd be lucky to be the guy sitting on the bench of anything at all. So great to see all of this, and congratulations to everybody who got to participate in that. I have heard also that there's going to be a Christmas, Christmas. You can say that now, right? Can you say that? Is that okay? It is November, right? Here we are. Tomorrow's a big day, voting day over that way, right? Are you going to pay attention to what's going on there? Anyway, congratulations, everybody. I know there's going to be Christmas tour lights coming up as well, so keep an eye out for that. All right, let's go to the comments before I talk about my friend you see on the screen there. Good afternoon, Barry. Barry is here. Hello. Barry was on the show here last week. He's a local photographer, and he does fantastic stuff. Barry actually is one of the reasons I went and bought a camera. He kind of inspired me to do that, something I've been wanting to do for a while. And Carl Freeman, all the way from Oshawa, and Jesse, thanks for joining in here every week as well. Hey, you can see my friend Dom Fernandez on the screen here, and Dom and I have been friends for about 25 years. I actually knew him before he was struck with MS, or multiple sclerosis, if you don't know what that is. Never met a more positive guy in my entire life for all the obstacles he's come through. And it was even an obstacle to get this book finished and completed just as of last week. It is now available on Amazon, and I'm very proud of my friend Dom for doing that. He is currently in the hospital fighting some things, but I was texting him earlier, and he's doing well enough that he can text me and say, how you liking the book, David? So he's doing okay, but he is dealing with some things. So if you go online to amazon.ca, My Journey with MS, A Long Road by Dom Fernandez, it's $9.99 on Kindle. It's coming out in paperback, and a large portion of the proceeds going to the MS Society. So again, now available on Amazon. And I'm very proud of the fact that Dom asked me to write the foreword for this book. So I was able to do that as well. So that's pretty cool. So congratulations, Dom, and hope you're getting well soon, and we'll look to have you back this way. What, Carl, you were saying, no, you don't get into Halloween. How come you don't get into Halloween? Is it just too much work? I don't know. I haven't gotten dressed up in a while. I used to, I was Fred Flintstone for many years because it was easy to just throw that on, and I didn't have to wear a mask or do any makeup. Okay, that was my Halloween trick. Wow, what just happened there? All right. Well, we're live, so that's what happens. Congratulations on your book, Tom, coming from Barry there as well. And yeah, I guess Halloween does take a lot of effort, right? But you see the results we get out there. I guess it probably depends too whether you have little wee ones running around or not. But then I know a lot of people that really get into the spirit don't have kids too. So I guess it just depends on where you're at. So, okay, I got to bring my screen back here. I just got this in earlier from the United Way of Sarnia Lambton. They're having a shepherd's pie or lasagna, already yummy, frozen takeout dinner, of course, supporting United Way of Sarnia Lambton. And just another creative way that so many organizations are having to adapt to making things happen. But you can't go wrong with delicious food, right? So it's this. I literally got this about 10 minutes ago. So you see all the information on the screen there. Pickup will be on November the 20th at the Donny Club between 4 and 7 p.m. There is a phone number to call that you can get a hold of them. As soon as I just still get my bearings back from what just happened there. There you go. Pre-order right there. Call United Way and talk to Rebecca, or you can email Rebecca at theunitedway.on.ca. I'll be sure to post all these links after the fact so you can go back and reference them there as well. And I think that's where I'm at. That blank screen totally messed me up now. I can't keep track of anything. Okay, some more comments before we come to our first guest. Just don't bother with dressing up. Just to the door. There you go. Giving out the candies just is fun for some people, right? Okay. Well, why delay things? They're already here. They're already ready. I got to tell you, I know these my next two guests that are joining me here are excited about some things, which is the reopening of the Strangway Center, or phases of reopening, I guess is probably the better way to do that. And they're ready now, so let's take care of that. Rebecca Warren and Shelley Kern, thanks for joining me here.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having us.
It's you heard me say you've got to be excited about the return of, or I guess the casual or phased reopening, I guess is probably the best way to say, of the Strangway Center.
Yeah, Dave, we're in our reopening phase, so that means we're offering registration for a number of programs. So a lot of our programs have been screened or audited, if you prefer to use that word, in regards to how we can provide them safely. And just to remind people, the programs are for anybody 20 years and older, because we are the Strainway Recreation Center.
I like how we keep. Of course, I knew that, but from previous interviews. But there's. Are you still fighting that kind of label of it's the Strangway Center? Oh, that's for older people.
And then one day you're older.
Well, right. When did that change occur though? Like I know there's for you say that. What did you say? 20 or 21 and older?
It changed probably about 8-9 years ago. So made that change.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a good change too, because we are really the only municipal recreation center Sarnia has. So it's great that we can offer it to all adults, because there are lots of opportunities for children. So. Right.
Okay. I think are you guys in the same room?
Yes.
Aha. So I need one of you to okay, so Rebecca's unmuted, so she wants to talk now. So Shelley, you can mute yourself. Can we do that? There we go.
There we go.
Oh. Give it a second. Now you're good.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we're very excited to be able to see people soon. Is that echoing? I don't know if it is. Is that echoing in the background?
Yeah, I'm getting an echo there.
We can join up as one with our mask on.
Yeah, Rebecca, can you mute yourself there for a second?
Sure.
There we go. Yeah. It won't work with you in the same room. There we go. Yeah, I think she's going to grab the mask there and then come over. It's interesting, that we have to do this because there are limited resources and all this whole technical world.
Yeah.
We're discovering how to make things work. It's okay. So I'm the only guy with a tie, so don't worry about it. Yeah, carry on. Okay, Rebecca, you were going to make a few comments there.
I was just going to say we're very excited to have people back, even people calling in. It's nice to hear the phone ring and to hear from some people that we haven't talked to in over 7 months. So we're very excited. We care a lot about the people who come in here too, of course. So it's so nice to hear from people and be able to see people in person.
Yeah. Well, and this has really had an effect on a lot of the people that would regularly use the Strangway Center, I would think. So the excitement from all of them has got to be coming towards you as well.
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of people. I mean, we were just saying that we serve adults 20 plus, but there is a lot of seniors who use the center, of course, too. And there's a lot of people who are isolated and live on their own and whatnot. And there's a lot of people who, before this happened, would come, sometimes 3 times a week or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a hole in their life not having Strangway open.
So how do you think, were you able to do anything virtually to keep things going, or were you just shut down and that was the way things, like what happened in the beginning stages for Strangway?
Well, Dave, in the beginning, yes, we did shut down. We're not really set up to do virtual programming. That's something we're definitely working on. Funding is something that has to be explored. So we're definitely looking at grant opportunities that are available.
Right.
As well, we're partnering up with Cogeco. They have been taping some of our instructors doing classes, so that'll be airing later this month in November. So that's another opportunity. So we're definitely looking outside the box on how we can provide programs. Some of our programs that we will be starting in November will be offered by Zoom only, just because the instructor is available that way. So there's definitely some changes happening. I guess you'd call it forced changes.
Yeah, right. I call it someday, right? Someday showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of someday.
How has this been adapting? And I guess probably a learning curve. Was it a learning curve for both of you and anybody else? Is there still a full staff there? Or is it just the two of you right now?
It's just the two of us right now during registration, and then next week we'll be welcoming back a number of instructors. So we've already conducted the instructor training, so they know what to expect. They know the new safety protocols. They know the new objectives here at the center. They realize that not all of our programs will be taking the same approach that they used to with the social distancing. So those things have all been discussed, and we've already held our training. So we're at an advantage that we've been able to do a lot of that behind the scenes type of thing in order to be ready coming next week.
Right. So what's the process here? So you see I've got a number to call to register. So I just call up and I want to come in, or what's the talk? Maybe Rebecca will come back over to you and you can talk about that process.
So you can register online or call us, or you can come in. We're definitely encouraging more so people calling or online registering, but we do understand some people that are not comfortable with that process as well. But we are encouraging contactless if possible, and we can accept credit cards over the phone as well too, so we can do the full registration process by the phone or online as well. And we are taking obviously all the safety measures that we need to be taking. If you do happen to pop in, we would love for you to call just to make an appointment in advance. But if not, we're of course we're asking screening questions. We're doing contact tracing, wiping down all the high touch surfaces, hand sanitizer, the whole bit.
Right. Yeah. This is a lot of work to keep track of all of the things and everybody coming through the door and phone numbers. And it's just a real process. And then you've got to store all that information. Where does that go? There's just the two of you right now. I know you got some more coming back, but have you got enough staff for all of this? This has got to be new.
Yeah, Dave, right now we're in a good position because we are part of City of Sarnia City Hall. We can draw on other parks and recreation staff. So that's part of our plan as well, because again, we're part of Parks and Rec. We have maintenance staff available. So they're assisting with some of the cleaning procedures. Plus they're training us on how to use some of the new equipment. Like right now we just received a new mist fogger type of system. So it actually cleans a room very quickly, disinfects it, and the room's usable within 10 to 15 minutes. So that is definitely to our advantage when we're getting ready for the next program setup. So we're doing like I said, a whole lot of things behind the scenes to make sure we're providing the programs, providing them safely, doing it efficiently, and using some new tools at the same time.
I would imagine that, well, it's good that you say you've sort of got that support network from the, other staff, employees and stuff, because, if we go back, 7 months or the very beginning stages of all of this, there was a lot of figuring it out that was going on. And then now, like you must rely, I would think on like Lambton Public Health and stuff for guidance as well to tell you, okay, this is what you need to be doing and implementing, right? You guys didn't just go, well, I think this is what it is.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, Dave. It wasn't a guessing game. There was, because we took a little while longer to open up, we had the advantage of having a lot of resources to access. So including Lambton Public Health, they were great. We had an opening plan. They reviewed it. We also have the provincial guidelines now. I also partnered up with other Southwest recreation centers throughout Ontario. Okay. So that was a really good resource, because they actually, some of them opened as early as September. So they were a great resource, and it was nice to bounce ideas off of them. What did they do? What didn't work? So some of those best practices were definitely shared, and that's the great thing about having all those partnerships in place. We just enhanced them in the last 7 months.
Yeah. I would imagine you guys, I say you and Rebecca together have spent a lot of time together through this, and you've probably learned a lot yourself going through all of this, I would think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like it was, we were so on top of our game as far as multitasking, having people coming in and out of the door. We would have up to 250, 275 people through our doors in a day.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So from going from that to basically nothing, that was a huge change. And then our focus then again was, okay, how do we get back up and running? What do we need to have in place? So that's kind of what we focused on. And like I said, having all those other resources and partnerships definitely helped us staying focused and not, because it's easy to get a little frustrated or
sure.
sad about the situation as well. So we focused on that, and a lot of people reached out and phoned us, always asking us what the updates were. We also emailed and contacted people to let them know we were working behind the scenes. So there was still lots of communication going on, still lots of training, lots of even virtual learning for us. So like I said, it was a lot of it was a learning curve for sure, and some forced changes, but all positive for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's good. Now on the activity side, Rebecca, you've probably been forced, like Shelley said, to be a little extra creative in all of this. To how am I gonna do that? Right, it probably comes up a lot.
Definitely. We've had to be a bit creative. Of course, there's not everything we can run right off the bat either.
Yeah.
And, making alterations to everything, for example, for exercise classes, we're going to, tape an X on the floor, and that's where you go for the class. Now we have to alter, like our instructors have been very good also at, they're eager to get back to, they want to see the students, they want to be working again, of course. So they've been very flexible with us too. So, a class that maybe they would start the class out by walking around the room. Now it's like, nope, that's okay. I can alter it. The people are in place for the class, bring their own equipment. We've also, we can't offer cards in the beginning of our reopening, unfortunately, just too close together, sharing materials, that sort of thing. So we're trying to come up with some other activities for people that generally come to those programs, for something else that might, interest them, such as, a painting group or a card making class, or we have somebody coming in to do name that tune. We're doing trivia. So we're trying to do, facts and chats, just a different variety of things that we're trying to appease the population as much as possible. But
yeah.
We've had to be a bit creative, but that's okay. We like to do that. That's part of our job. We always try to be creative in what we're offering in different ways. And so this has just made us be a little extra creative.
Right. And would you say coming out of this, if if that's even, is that even a thing? Or how we come out of this at some point where, you know, we can all be in a room together again, hopefully at some point in all of this mayhem. Do you still see yourself continuing virtual activities more than you did before all of this anyway, as you've learned to do this?
We'd like to, I think. I mean, it reaches, we reach other people that might not be able to come in otherwise, even after this is over.
After.
However you could say that. But we would like to continue to do that just because, like we said, we reach other people. And for some instructors too, it might be more suitable for them as well. So there's definitely still, I would say the vast majority of people that come here prefer the in-person, but
yes,
we try to be creative and reach as many people as possible.
Right. Well, it's good that you've been able to adapt, and like I say, I'm sure it's been frustrating at times, or try this thing and it didn't work. But you know, back to you, Shelley, what you said about having that support network has certainly been very helpful in your situation. You know, not alone, I guess, kind of thing. So, what other kind of what are we seeing coming down the pipeline? Like, how many stages are you in this, or do you really know?
We're not really sure. We're probably projecting 2 to 3 different types of phases, because the province has a lot of guidelines as well. And like, for example, right now, we're not able to offer dancing and any programs with singing. So that's coming down from the province. So when those things change, that will impact the types of programs that we have. So, and Dave, the big part of what we've been doing too is education, because we're getting all these people phoning us or visiting us, and it's the whole idea, okay, this is allowed, but this isn't, and why? Because we're trying to fill in the why part, because just saying somebody, though there's no singing allowed, it's kind of it's not a kind of a cold response. So we're definitely going to put that education.
I mean, I can't sing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I can't sing and nobody wants to hear me sing, but there's others that just want to get back to singing, that type of thing. So so we're trying to fill in the whys and why we're having to do this, and why we have to stagger our classes. Why do we have to limit our numbers? So there's been a whole lot of education, and again, we're taking different routes on how we educate everybody on that.
And we want everybody to feel comfortable too, of course.
Absolutely, right. Yeah, because everybody's got a different way of looking at all of this. There's a lot of different opinions out there, and well, you know, do I, or why do I have to? So I would imagine, but that's time consuming, right?
Yes,
it is, but it's worth it if we can open our doors.
Yeah, no, right. It's just a new thing you have to adapt to your everyday routine, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What about feedback from the Strangway Center community? Were they quick to tell you what they wanted, or did you have to reach out? Did you reach out? What did that look like to get the feedback from the people that are the ones using the service?
Well, we did we did a survey during the summer just to kind of get a feel on how people were feeling about coming back and participating in programs. What they how did they have a feel for virtual versus in person? So it was great. We did this survey, so we had a good idea before we opened our doors. They, definitely what came back to us was that they wanted in person. They wanted a safe environment. They are totally in support of wearing a mask. So a lot of those things we knew ahead of time, so that was a part of our reopening plan as well. And the feedback we've gotten so far since we opened up our registration last week has been very positive.
Good.
Yeah, like a lot of people are saying, they're just so ready to come back to do something, so ready to have something routine again, to see people, to do something, to exercise. A lot of people have been inactive, or so they're just welcoming to have that something, that program, or just to see people. They're just, like, again, very positive, and we've had, I don't think, one negative comment so far.
Oh, that's good. That must make the two of you go, just kind of breathe a little easier, knowing that okay, things are working here.
We're here. Yeah.
Right. Well, good for you. Well, and it's a real social thing, right? As I know you both know about, even the like the coffee room or the little mini restaurant that you had there. I've been in a couple of times, and that's a place and a safe place for a lot of people. and this affects and supports people's mental health as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's nice too, because we have so much that talk in the community right now is about the mental health and health in general. So it's so nice that that's being discussed. It's not just about our physical health, but also our mental health. So that's something we're able to cater to, both that physical health and mental health, because if a person's healthier and they have less underlying conditions, well, that just makes them less susceptible to anything that might be going on, including COVID. So it's nice that we're part of that cause or that solution for people, that they can participate and feel good about it, and feel good that they're in a monitored, safe situation.
Yeah. Well, and it shows true to what the Strangway Center is really all about too. It's not just an activities place where a certain age group goes and they play croquet or play pool, or the pool table's not getting used, I'm sure, right now.
Not yet, but that's in the works for sure. Again, coming up with ways to make that safe, setting up appointments, having the proper cleaning protocols, that type of thing. So it's something, again, we're working on, and how can we make this work? So it's, again, all in phases. And like I said, we are pretty determined to make these things work.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Well, I know Rebecca, somebody keeps needing Rebecca's attention there. So that means you're busy, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I won't keep you. I want to give each of you, I hope we covered everything you wanted there. And is there any more final last words from either of you?
I would just say, yeah, registration's open this week, so definitely give us a call. Our guide is online. We're offering some new activities as well as some old favorites, and we've had, old favorite people returning and some new faces as well, which is awesome. We're, if you haven't visited us before or interested in coming to the center, give us a call. We can give you the rundown, and we would love to see you for adults 20 plus.
Very good.
Yeah. And Dave, I just want to add, we've had really, really good support from the community, from City Hall as well. All of this wouldn't have happened unless we had that type of support. And it's so nice that people are receiving what we're doing and they understand. And it's great too. Seems to be a good respect and a good understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. So that definitely is very pleasant for everybody that we are able to run these programs.
Well, and thanks to both of you ladies, because I do know how hard you work down there, and I know you're both very passionate about what you do as well. So that makes it a whole lot better when you can feel like you're doing something and accomplishing something down there.
Definitely,
yeah.
Good to see you both, and I look forward to. Yeah, well, you're welcome back anytime. I'm sure we'll have you back for some updates. Reach out, and we'll start spreading more of the messages out there for you. Thanks, ladies.
Great, thanks
so
Dave.
much.
There goes Shelley Kern and Rebecca Warren from the Strangway Center in Sarnia. And like I said, call them. They prefer, if you can call them or go online to find out more information. And as you can see, they're very happy to help you, but they want to make sure that everything's safe for everybody. It's important to them that people are comfortable participating at the Strangway Center. Some it's going to be online, some in person, and they're doing very well at putting it all together. So great to hear that news of the Strangway Center reopening, if you will, in stages. So once again, I'll put that up on the screen. There's the phone number to call, available 8:30 to 4:30 Monday to Friday. These links and information will also be available, on my Facebook page after the program as well. And there's where you can go online. So thank you, Shelley and Rebecca, for all that you do down there at Strangway Center. All right. And thanks to all of you for being here today. But just before we go, I always want to say thank you to my guests, of course, who you just saw, but I always like to say thank you to my supporters. That I'm having a techie day here today. What's going on? It was ever since that, there we go. Ever since I had that black screen show up earlier and do funky things. All right, there you go. Our friends Oswald's Diner for their support, ongoing all the time. Still some motorcycles out in the road, and I know it's not out as much, but we're still out there. So watch for the motorcycles. Drive aware, ride aware, and thank you, Oswald's Diner, for your support here. And of course, all my regular supporters here, Huron Signs SWO, AG Event Graphics, Active Ears Hearing Center, where better hearing begins with you, and Hughes Intelligence Canada, Joe's Discount Tire, Philly Cheesesteaks, and I always like to give a shout out to my son, J-Man's Affordable iPhone Repair. And of course, once again, thanks to all of you. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here in the show. Bye-bye, friend.